I think this film is unique in its subject matter. I think it feels very timely. I think it feels very current. I think people will feel very represented in it. I think their genre-wise is plenty to like for different audiences. There is so much humor within this movie. There is so much heartbreak within this movie. I think really we have produced very much a spectrum of real life, whilst having the sort of the fantastical and the romantic within it as well. I think movies that are able to blend real, raw humanity, whilst at the same time feeling kind of whimsical and romantic, as I said, are just so watchable, and I feel and I hope we have done that.
This film kind of transcends the coming out story. I think Matthew really focused a lot, and we had lots of conversations about this. It was not focusing on that coming out moment, not calling it that, and just more of having a conversation with those that are near and dear to you. So it's less of an event, and again, like, we just start normalizing this in society and like in the home. So it's unique in that way. And I would also say it's unique because in a lot of LGBTQ+ stories, they're not happy endings. You know, there's usually tragedy involved, and I think that this film kind of subverts that in a way where we think all is lost, but then by the end, we're rooting for these two guys to be together and to be kind of like the poster men for what the world can be.
Honestly, the cake dropping scene was probably one of the most fun scenes to film. It was just such a couple days. It was. First of all, I just love being with the rest of the cast. You know, it's mostly been Taylor and me throughout the entire process. But when you get to, you know, really spend time with your other actors, I think it's just so much fun. The group of us together. But there was so much pomp within this room. We had about 200 extras, everyone dressed to the nines, and just the act of this cake falling on top of us is just a very bizarre day at work that most people don't get to experience. I'd say also doing the polo was a lot of fun. I love riding, I love horses, and just being able to get back on the literal horse was a lot of fun. And I think whenever you get to learn a new skill for a job and actually do it yourself on camera, it's incredibly gratifying.
Uma's great. She really is. She just has this presence when she walks into the room. I was definitely intimidated when I found out who was playing my mom. Just because I am a huge fan, obviously, like, who isn't? And I didn't know what to expect. And I was pleasantly surprised that she came in and she was so lovely and giving, and, you know, wants to connect right away. And, you know, like, whether it was with a hug, with just touching my hand, talking briefly, you know, we really had a short period of time that we were able to kind of build that relationship for screen. So we had lunch together, and we just, you know, she's such a professional, and she makes you feel safe. And, you know, like, we there's a few scenes where we go like head to head, and she didn't treat me like that younger actor. You know, she really treated me just like, you know, like, I'm here to work, you're here to work, like, let's go. And she did. And, like, she would improv at me, and just, you know, when the camera was on me, for her to, you know, get like a different reaction out of me, or, like, you know, we would, you know, try different stuff throughout. And she's just so skilled on a set. She knows her lenses, she knows her lighting, she knows her marks. Like, she's such a competent actor. This is an idealistic piece of cinema, and we're seeing two characters in positions of power who have parents who are even have the actual position of power, or in Henry's case, his grandfather. And when you see them accepting these young men as who they are, it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, it starts at the top, and if we can have people at the top of their game, at the top of the world, like literally on top of the world, accepting their family for who they are, it will just be able to trickle down throughout everyone in the world. So I think that's the most exciting part of it.
The characters we have in this movie, I hope, can be totem poles for change, and can act as inspiration to a lot of young people watching these films. I feel like a lot of young people, marginalized people, will be very seen within this movie. I hope we do them justice. But I hope it is a portrayal of an idealistic image of the US, and I hope it can have a certain resonance with people.
This film is creating a great blueprint for families everywhere, especially because you have the first female president of the United States who has a Mexican-American father, and then you have Henry's grandfather who's the King of England. So these are the change makers in the world. These people make law, these people sign bills, and they have the power to make like lasting and real change.
I sent you to the royal wedding with simple instructions. Don't cause an international incident.
How's it going?
You've done some pretty stupid things in your day, but this...
Thanks the cake? Henry shoved me.
An urge I currently share. What I need is some good old-fashioned damage control.
The White House and the palace are going to release a joint statement.
You've got to be joking.
You can hate Prince Henry all you want.
My NDA is bigger than yours. I want you to know that. No wearing lifts. Know that too, sweetheart.
You better act like the sun shines out of his ass and you have a vitamin D deficiency.
Having thought is what you might say to convince the world that we're actually friends. I love hanging out with this guy.
These days are way too lonely.
We never have to see each other again. You're expected at my New Year's party.
Don't forgive and love away, but
Did I do something wrong? Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world? I have no idea what you're talking about. You're as thick as it gets. What I meant when I said... yourself, Your Majesty. It's Your Royal Highness. Oh. Dear Alex, I miss you.
that's what I really want.
Good morning.
We are in a hotel crawling with reporters. If anyone sees you leave this hotel, I will Brexit your head from your body. Your Royal Highness.
You need to figure out if you feel forever about him. Do you love him?
What difference would it make if I did?
I want someone to love.
Prince Henry belongs to Britain.
I need
We can figure out a way to love each other on our own terms. It's like there's a rope attached to my chest and it keeps pulling me towards you.
someone to love.
Hopefully we'll get through tonight without any more scandals.
The night is young, Ma.
That's what I want.